Welcome to the Effed Up Podcast, where everything is effed up in this world, and we're going to try to siphon through all the bullshit and figure out how you can come out a winner, because this life is not easy. What do you say, Javi?
I say that sounds like a good plan, man. We're in it together. Teamwork makes the dream work, and if you're not part of the team, stay over there.
I've been thinking about, how this whole crypto saga has been playing out. And one of the biggest things that I've been doing, and obviously research every day, I'm reading articles, watching my own videos, listening to people that I've always listened to. It's almost like this whole thing's a big casino. Mm-hmm. And well, some of you may say, well, duh, bro, where have you been? Especially the meme craze. Low caps, high caps, it's all a big casino, but it's in the stock market. What's the difference? There's low cap stocks you can play with, there's high caps, there's the Apples, the Microsofts, there's the Bitcoin. There's the Ethereums of the world. Solana's approaching one of those. We'll see what happens with that. But the reality of it is people look at this and they don't see it the way I do, and I want to explain to you how it's made me successful. You've been using this strategy, having success, and it's all because of these strategies that we're going to talk about today. Where I want to start, though, is the biggest thing, I think, is diversification. And remember, he's going to say it, I'm going to say it. We are not financial advisors.
We are not no financial advisors at all. We're just talking about what we be doing personally.
So keep that in mind. Now, with that said, one of the biggest things that I've always had success with is diversification. Right now, the market's getting ravaged. So my low cap cryptos, right, my utility cryptos, my AI cryptos, gaming, they're all terrible. But then I have this meme bag that's just been going nuts. And so although my portfolio's down over here, it's way up over here. And what I like to do when that happens is I take the profits and then I go to different sectors. So diversification, huge, key to investing in anything that you're doing. You don't want to just have one style house. You don't want to just have single families. You want to have duplexes, triplexes, sixplexes, tenplexes, suplexes, whatever the fuck it is. Same with stocks. Your stock portfolio, your 401k is not just invested in one thing. It's pushed around into different mutual funds and stuff like that. Well, why are we not doing the same thing with crypto? Why are we going all in? So now a lot of investors in crypto, what they like to do, the retail investor, is they find a meme coin or a coin that they go all in on. I'm diehard. This is going to be the next Pepe. This is going to be the next Dogecoin. This is going to be the next Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. I'm all in on this. 10% over here, 90% into this one. Probably the worst strategy you could ever fucking possibly have in investing. Before you started investing with Kurt, your cousin, my best friend, he kind of got you into crypto, I think, right?
Yep. Him and my boy Trey from college. Shout out to Trey, man. But yes, they both got me into it. At first, I was on the fence like most people, right? But then when you really look into it and just see the history of money itself, I mean, I can't deny it.
It's self-explanatory. Yeah. Once you understand money, blockchain's going to be go somewhere. But the question is which ones. Is it going to be Bitcoin? Probably. It's always going to be here. A sealed stamp on society for the rest of history, I think is going to be here. $1 million a coin plus in the future because they don't stop printing money and Bitcoin doesn't stop eating that money. But when it comes to all the other stuff, really it's like up in the air. Is it going to be Solana that wins, or is ICP? Really, actually, ICP is supposed to advance all of them. It's not supposed to be this one versus the other. But the reality of it is it's going to be which ones are going to win. So that's what you have to figure out, which is why I follow the money. It's why I follow BlackRock, which is why I follow Larry Fink, what the banking system is really trying to do. The banking system is lobbying and right now trying to stifle the innovation of crypto so that they can custody it and they can say, okay, now that we can hold your crypto, you should buy it. That's exactly what's happening. That's what the hedge funds have already done. They beat the banking system to it. And then I guess a bill got shot down the other day by Biden. But this is the whole reason why I talk about dollar cost averaging, because you don't know which ones are going to win. But what if you pick 10 cryptos, you put $1,000 into each of them, you put 10 grand in, and one of them does a 20x and the other 9 fail. I said this the other day, I think I did higher numbers. One of them you make 20 grand on and you lose 9 on the others. Are you really that upset that you lost 9 grand when you made 20? You know what I'm saying? That's the diversification aspect of it. Luckily for you, if one does 20, the other ones aren't going to go to 0, most likely, or they will eventually. Everything will, I think. We're going to have a massive retrace in the market. But during this run, this bull run that we're in, currently 2024, July 2024, the chances of you buying 10 cryptos and if being patient and holding on long enough throughout this bull run, like 9 of them going to 0 without making you profit at some point is like theoretically impossible. Sorry, actually virtually impossible. So just think about that. That's why you diversify. Some will do a 2x, some will do a 10x, some will do a 100x. Maybe you don't sell on a few because you were greedy, but then that brings me to my next point in success in investing. Outside of diversification, you have dollar cost averaging. So there's DCA, there's diversification, right? Or diversification, DCA, whichever way you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's patience. Those are the three key things. Maybe four is taking profits along this entire journey. So the four things that I think will really, let's go ahead, let's add a fifth. Having a mentor. So you got dollar cost averaging, diversification, having a mentor, taking profits, and patience. It's a recipe for success. So this is kind of, I mean, I guess I've been using all of these, but I've never actually put it onto film like we have today. But if you follow this, you have patience. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is dollar cost averaging. You see times like we're in right now where the market's like, is it ever gonna turn around? Like you look at your
hurting.
I mean, you've seen your portfolio go from X to Y to Z, and you're like, whoa. But you have the conviction, the patience, but you've also been dollar cost averaging.
Yes.
Can you tell the story you told me today about there was a coin that you had 25 of them and now you have 100 of them?
So that coin is
how
actually,
that went down.
So that coin is ICP. So when I started buying ICP, it was around like 13, 14, that $12 range, somewhere around there. That's when I started buying. I was like, dang, man. I wasn't upset, but I was like, dang, I wish I could have bought, at $5, $6, $7, like, Tyler and my cousin did, but I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna lock in now because it's gonna go much higher than $12, $13, right?
Right.
So I'm over here, I'm buying and buying. I built up like around 25. I got up to 25 ICP, which I was diversifying as well. So it's not like I was just putting all my money in. So that's all I could do at the time, right?
Right. You had other coins you were buying.
Yeah, other coins while I was buying at the same time, so that I could only get to 25 ICP at that moment. And then with this dip going all the way down to $7, $6, I'm up to at least like 200 ICP.
So you were just saying, or you just said it, that we were just talking about DCA and how you wish you could have bought at $6, $7, and now it's here, and you took advantage of that.
Taking full advantage of that.
And now you're 5, 6 times the amount of ICP you were holding when you first got in because you've been DCAing.
Yes. So when it blows by that $12, $13, $14 I was buying at originally, I'm going to be up massive.
A huge portion of it you own at 7.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to be in profit at $8, $9, $10, $11, $12.
And then when it hits $30, that's twice the price I was buying at.
You're in profit from when you first started, and you're well in profit from when you were dollar cost averaging.
Exactly.
So you understand the process now.
Yeah, I see this as an opportunity. Even though it hurts that my portfolio is down, I just see it as a better opportunity just to gain more. Because,
that's perfect. It's an opportunity to gain more.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Because we had the time frame too. You got to remember, like so many people come in and they're like, I want to be rich in a year, right? It's in a year. You're gonna live till you're 90.
Yeah.
Like 1 year, you want to make your million. Like it's not going to happen unless you had a ton of money. Most of you don't have enough to make your $1 million in your first year. But throughout an entire cycle, if you're in it long enough, or 2 cycles, right, you can get there. We talked about how we can make you a millionaire by the time you're 26, 27 years old.
Yeah,
you're going to give yourself more opportunity.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah,
right? Because life is all about opportunity.
Yeah.
So one of the things, if you come into something with $1,000 and you find a way to get to 100 grand by the end of that bull market, that 100 grand, when you say it changes your situation, yeah, it fucking definitely will change your situation. It also opens up doors and opportunity for you to take that 100 grand and turn it into $1 million, because that's only a 10x.
Yeah.
Right. And in crypto, when you say only a 10x, I mean you could literally throw a dart at a fucking crypto board of 100 cryptos and hit one that's going to do a 50 to a 10 to 20 at it.
Yeah.
We've seen it. You've already seen it happen. So that's one of the biggest things is dollar cost averaging. While the next thing we're talking about is being patient. Talking about how you can't just get rich in a year.
No.
Some will. There's cryptos
there's a small percentage of people that will blow up in a year, and no matter what it is, getting rich, being on TikTok, being in their job, like no one.
There's the anomaly.
Percentage.
Like it's a very small percentage that you like get rich quick. Most of you it won't happen to, and you want that, and I hope it happens for you. But it didn't happen for me. It took me not 9 years. It took me 4, 5, 6 and a half years to make my first million, give or take. So it does take time. It took me a bull run and a half, almost 2 bull runs to make my first million.
People got to understand too, like you're not going to be straight winning, just straight going up.
The market's not going to go straight up forever, right?
Yeah,
you're going to have ups and downs and ups and downs, and it's all over the place.
It's part of the process, though.
But that's part of being patient, right? If you're patient, you can endure the ups and downs. You don't deserve to make life-changing money if you can't take 6 months of getting beat up.
And we've been getting beat up.
I mean beat up financially.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You will get beat up in crypto.
Metaphor.
Right? Metaphorically, right? Yeah. You don't deserve. You gotta. That's the initiation. It's the initiation. You're going to have to go through what it takes to become successful, just like any business owner. If a successful business owner tells you that they never had a point where they thought they were going to go bankrupt, or they thought they were going to go out of business, or they didn't know what to do next and they were stuck, they are lying to you. I can tell you, I'm owner of now my 7th business. I own a couple of them now. I've got rid of a bunch of them because they fail. It happens all the time. You can't win them all. But my point is back to what I was saying. Like, all you got to do is win a few. And over time, if you have patience and you keep on dollar cost averaging, or you keep on chipping away at that business, you keep on adding opportunity to your life, you keep on adding value to your life, which is what you're doing now, you will have success. And that is the secret. Then the mentorship, having the right people, and maybe you're not able to have a mentor in the physical form, but you can find a mentor via social media. I found my first mentors via social media. I followed the people that had the money and what they were doing, what they were buying, and I started to win because of that. Reading, educating yourself, all that stuff will make you a lot better of an investor, a lot better of a person in general. And then the last thing with the 5 is taking profits, right? And obviously I'm going to put profits last. You can put all the other stuff, diversification, patience, all that kind of stuff kind of fits 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
but then mentorship, right? Mentorship actually would probably come first. You need to know where it goes before you start investing, so you know who to follow, who you're going to be listening to, getting ideas from, learning from, right? So mentorship, learning, all that kind of stuff's probably first. Then the other 3, it's they kind of
simultaneously
go together.
I feel like the biggest thing is, though, with the mentorship, you could find someone, but you don't have to take the word as concrete. You still got to do that extra step of doing your own research and really diving into it yourself. Because if I'm over here listening to so willy-nilly, they could just be, there's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. So you got to do your research on top of finding good people to watch and learn from.
The other side of it too is that's a good point. Like the wolves in sheep clothing, like some people are doing it not because like they know it's not going to work out. They're just doing it to make a quick buck. But the other thing too is and that's like the negative side of it, like the light, you're bringing light to humanity, right? But the other side of it too is that like you may be following somebody that's legit. They know what they're talking about, right?
And that's why you do your own research.
Right, but then you might have seen a video 30 days after he or she talked about something, and it's already gone crazy, and you're buying the top. So you're just doing it based on what you see instead of doing your own research after, which is a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is taking profits, and we talked about that a little bit in the beginning of the video. But if you understand all of these, and then you're taking profits on the way up, and you're patiently waiting for this market to turn around, you'll ultimately win at the end of the day. You're just going to have to be a little more patient than you wanted to. Sometimes it might take you 4 years to make your first 100 grand. Sometimes it might take you 4 months to make your first 100 grand. Sometimes it might take you 4 hours to make your first 100 grand. But being patient over time, dollar cost averaging, all the things that we just said today will pay off over time virtually in every situation. I would say 90+% of the time. You have those anomalies that you just can't fix them, you just can't help them. They sell, they're not patient. But if you follow this, I'm telling you guys, it'll be one of the biggest things or the best things that you could ever do for your financial future. So
definitely the best things I've done, and I'm still very early in my journey, but just following these things really just helped me out a lot.
So you understand it now too.
Yeah.
You see the cycles, right? You see like
a lot more clarity.
The manipulation, right? Like right now, I think it's straight manipulation in the market. The market went that high, and all that money was drained out of the market.
I wonder why.
Like I wonder why. Like there wasn't some manipulation there. Germany, excuse me. If you guys don't know, Germany dumped a bunch of money on the exchange or onto the open markets, which dumped the fucking price, which liquidated a bunch of longs. It's all a fucking smoke and mirrors. Patience. Eventually this market goes up. You've been buying here. You've been buying here, and then you sell way up here. You're going to be very happy of this decision. So with that said, thanks for joining. Make sure you guys like, share, follow if you're not following, and make sure you follow us on X as we give away money all the time. We've given away thousands of dollars this year so far. We're going to be giving away more money on X as well.
Follow the X at the realtrtalks on X.
And it'll be in the description below. Like always, talk to you soon. Have a great one.